Hello, viewers. I welcome you in this lecture series on macroeconomics part second. This is our second video, and in this video, I will talk about the goods market and the equilibrium condition in the goods market. So, let us begin our second class. Topic second, goods market. In goods market, we study the aggregate demand and aggregate supply for goods and services and those factors that affect or determine the aggregate demand and aggregate supply for goods and services. Now, this goods market is in equilibrium when aggregate demand equals the aggregate supply or when aggregate supply equals the aggregate demand. So we talk in goods market, we study the aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Aggregate supply and aggregate demand. Aggregate supply for goods and services, aggregate demand for goods and services. And this goods market is in equilibrium when aggregate supply equals aggregate demand. When aggregate supply equals the aggregate demand. So what is aggregate supply and what is aggregate demand? Aggregate supply is the amount of goods and services that firms are willing to supply at different price level. So aggregate supply is the income target of the firms because when firms produce output, they receive income from that very output. So how they receive income from that output? When consumers and other economic entities will spend on that output. So this is spending. Aggregate supply is the income target of the firms because aggregate supply means the amount of goods and services that firms are willing to supply at different prices. And aggregate demand refers to aggregate expenditure on goods and services. So, aggregate supply equals aggregate demand means that the income that firms target by supplying goods and services must equal the expenditure on those goods and services. So, this is aggregate supply and aggregate demand. We can denote that aggregate supply means output that firms are willing to supply. What kind of output is being produced in an economy? एक इकोनॉमी में कितने टाइप्स का आउटपुट प्रोड्यूस होता है एंड वी कैन डिनोट देम बाय कंज्यूमर गुड्स आउटपुट, C, and plus investment goods output. Consumer goods output, bread and butter, jam and jelly, pizza and burger, fruits, pen and paper, etc. Now, consumer goods output, machinery, equipments, tools, office buildings, roads, canals, bridges. These are all investment goods. Investment goods are those goods that are used to produce the consumer goods. Consumer goods are those goods that satisfy your want very immediately. Moment you take the pizza, moment you are satisfied. So these are called consumer goods. But investment goods output, investment goods are those that are used to produce these consumer goods. So output or the aggregate supply is composed of two parts. One, consumer goods output and the investment goods output. Let me denote it this by y is equal to c plus I. This is the supply side. I call this the output identity. This is the output identity. Y is equal to C plus I. Output is composed of consumer goods output and investment goods output. So this is one side, aggregate supply side, and using the using the output identity. Now this aggregate demand means aggregate expenditure. It is also called aggregate spending, aggregate expenditure. You call it aggregate demand, aggregate spending, aggregate expenditure. These all three are used interchangeably and they are synonymous. Now, if we decompose this aggregate demand or aggregate expenditure was first decomposed into components by the J.M. Keynes, John Maynard Keynes, in order to simplify the analysis. So aggregate demand is equal to aggregate demand क्या होता है, कंजप्शन एक्सपेंडिचर प्लस इन्वेस्टमेंट एक्सपेंडिचर प्लस गवर्नमेंट स्पेंडिंग प्लस net exports, that is exports minus imports. What type of expenditures are occurring in the economy? One, consumer goods expenditure on this consumer goods output, investment expenditure on this, then government for government investors also and also consumers and foreigners spending on our output, whether it will be the consumer goods output and investment goods output. But we consume also foreign goods, but C is equal to जो C है वो अगर आप लेंगे डोमेस्टिक तो then you can see it consumption expenditure on domestic goods also. So you can adjust that here also. यहाँ पे वो adjustment हो सकती है. Now let me assume here that closed economy, there is no trade and no government. So these seem to be the heroic assumptions. Closed economy and no government, these seem to be heroic assumptions. But for the simplicity or for simplification, I assume that it is a closed economy and there is no government. Now, for these expenditures, I need income. But remember that expenditures are of two types. Income induced or income dependent expenditures. Second, income independent. Income independent expenditures they are called autonomous. Autonomous spending, induced spending. Induced spending. So we have two components in terms of spending or expenditures. One is induced, income induced, and second is income independent, that's called autonomous. Autonomous expenditures or autonomous spending means that spending which is independent of income. Now induced spending is that spending which is income induced. For example, consumption expenditure, it is income induced. Now in order to spend on these goods, consumer goods output and investment goods output, we need income. So income, what we do with the income? Income is either consumed or saved. It is also taxed, but I assume that there is no government. Y is equal to C plus S, where Y is consumption expenditure, S is saving. Now this is called the income identity. This is the income identity. It states that income is either consumed or saved. If I assume from these two identities, let me write here this income identity, not here, not here. Output identity y is equal to c plus I, income identity y is equal to c plus s. If we assume that this constitutes the demand for goods and service, this constitutes the supply of goods and service, this constitutes the demand for goods and service, because demand depends on the real income. This is the real income. Assuming the price constant here, assumption for prices are constant. Now, if we use this logic that output is equal to income or supply is equal to demand, because demand depends on income, supply, this is output, output and income to be equal, then we will write here equation. We will write here, let me write this here, y is equal to c plus I, this is supply side, should be equal to demand side, that is c plus s, income side, because demand is dependent on income. So this, if we assume that, let me do c naught, c naught is equal to c naught is equal to c, what does mean? That means all the consumer goods that have been produced in an economy are consumed. So c is equal to c naught is equal to c, then it follows for economy to be in equilibrium, s must be equal to I. This is the goods market equilibrium condition. So goods market equilibrium condition can be written as saving equal to investment, or aggregate demand equal to aggregate supply. Or you can put it also here like y is equal to c plus I. So either write it that saving is equal to investment, y is equal to c plus I, aggregate supply is equal to aggregate demand. These all three represent the goods market equilibrium condition. Now what are the factors that guide savings? What are the factors that guide investment? What are the factors that determine saving? What are the factors that determine investment? That I will discuss in the next video. Thanks for watching my video. If you like it, then share it.